here, and welcome back to Willow's Witchy Garden. I know it's been a while. I've been really busy with my spiritual business, and when I haven't been busy, it's been raining. And I haven't been able to get outside and get into my garden to even do a video or even work in my garden like I need to. And so today, the rain has stopped. I've got things cleaned up a bit, and I thought I need to give you some updates. So I'm going to update you on the Greenstalk. I'm going to talk about my Dragonfruit and show you a little bit that's going on in my garden. So come along and let's get started. So here is the Greenstalk. It is doing really well for the most part. We did just have that tropical storm Claudette come through, and I lost a couple of bean plants that got snapped because I had moved it over to where my mango tree is over there in the corner to keep it safe. And well, yeah, I got 2 plants broke, but that was okay. I've already replanted the seeds in there to get more beans going. I have also now, as you can see, put these bamboo sticks in here. I've also loosely tied those with some of that floral tape that you can get. So I think this is going to hold them up better. I've also added the sticks in here to the peppers. I have not tied them up yet. They really aren't big enough to have to do that yet. But I just want to take you around and show you what's going on here with the Greenstalk. The cucumbers are doing fantastic up here. We've got the miniature white and the dar. And all of these are container type cucumbers. So they are supposed to do well in smaller spaces. But for the most part, I'm really loving the Greenstalk. I find that it's easy to water, and I have been fertilizing with some fish emulsion. I'm using the Neptune's Harvest fish and seaweed liquid fertilizer. And so everything is doing okay. I'm hoping that the peppers will start to get a little bit bigger soon. But the beans have just taken off, and so have the cucumbers. I've already harvested some of the basil. I've had to deadhead several of the little marigolds here. But overall, they're doing really good. My chives here are doing really nice. But I'm really looking forward to some of those cucumbers. So my cucumbers are doing pretty good this year compared to last. I do have a lot of yellowing on the leaves, but we have had so much rain here. I am surprised I have what I do have. But I've got lots of little cucumbers that have pollinated, and they are growing, and I've been harvesting them regularly. So I'm really thankful about that. My favorites that I am finding are, oh, there's one. The little yellow cucumbers, the lemon ones. I love the lemon cucumbers. I just harvested 2 of those today, and I don't have like a super abundant amount of cucumbers, but I'm very grateful for the number I'm getting. Last year, I think I got a total of about 3 out of all my plants. So this year, I'm doing really well. Well, this is one of the only jalapenos that I have left, and it's still doing really well. And you know, I'm really grateful for even having this one. I have lost pretty much, now counting, about 32 pepper plants. And I'm very glad that I have some more started in there in the Greenstalk now. But at least I have a few peppers that are actually coming on here, if you can see those. So I do have a few jalapenos at least, so I am happy about that. And I have a lovely little visitor sitting here on one of my zinnias today. I love the butterflies and all of the pollinators. It's one of my favorite things is to come out here in the garden and see these gorgeous creatures flying around. A couple of days ago, I walked out here and there must have been 100 dragonflies. I just love it. I still have some of my sunflowers. I did cut down the big Titan because the birds had pecked all the seeds off of it, so I just didn't need it sitting here taking up energy out of the garden. But the stem was huge. Let me see if I can take you around to show you this other one. It's so pretty. There it is. Let's zoom in on it. Yeah, I love the sunflowers. They just bring joy to the garden and pollinators. Lots more new growth on this red mango. I'm just in awe of this plant. Started it from seed in 2016, and every time I come out here there's more new growth all over it. It is so huge right now. I have it in, like, I think it's a 24-inch pot, but if I let this grow in the ground, I know mango trees can get like 50 to 100 feet tall, but I want to be able to take it with me when I move, so there's no way I'm going to plant this here. But I do love this mango tree. Does anyone know anything about dragon fruit? I received a bunch of dragon fruit seedlings several months ago, and I grew them through the winter in my seedling room and gave several of the plants back to the person that had originally given them to me because I just did not have enough room for hundreds of dragon fruit. So I kept 3, and they have really grown a lot. My issue is I really don't know what to do with them at this point. I don't know if I'm supposed to have them pruned only a single stem. I'm just not sure. And I've also noticed, I don't know if I can show you well enough, they're starting to get some rust on them. And so I do have a copper fungicide that I'm going to be putting on those today. But I went ahead and staked them up because it looked like every place where they were bent and falling over on the pot is where that rust and the holes were starting to come in. I can show you one there. And so that's what I'm going to be treating with that copper fungicide. But I really don't know if I'm supposed to be pruning these and then maybe propagating them into new pots. I'm not sure. So if you have any ideas about dragon fruit or know some really good dragon fruit resources, please leave me a comment. I'd really like to know more about these plants that I'm growing. My fig tree is doing fabulous. I put this into a 7 or a 10 gallon grow bag. I can't remember. I've now put some supports on it, mainly because we've been getting a lot of wind and a lot of storms. But this thing has grown really, really well. The same person who is a friend of mine who gave me the dragon fruit seedlings is the one that gave me the bare root for this. It was just a stick when I got it and stuck it in the fridge, and the next thing I know, I remembered that it was in there. And I started it in some soil, and the next thing I knew, I had a fig tree. I had no clue I could even grow a fig tree. So here I am now with this beautiful plant, and hopefully I'll get some figs off of it. I've never had one before. Since we had the storm, I had, of course, tried to protect all the plants, and so I'd moved everything off of the rack. And so what I ended up doing was cleaning up the patio once everything was clear to do so. And now I've moved my strawberries up, and they're now on the rack here. And I think they're doing much better. I don't see as much damage to them now. Like, not as many slugs and snails because they're not on the ground, I guess. But I'm really happy with how well they're doing. You might see these plastic bags over these 6-packs here. Well, I planted more calendula because my calendula just was not looking too hot. It looks like it got too much rain. It's starting to turn brown. It's still giving me flowers, but I wanted to continue the harvest of flowers throughout the season, so went ahead and I planted more. This is a couple of my loofah gourd plants. I see a blossom on there, but every time I get a loofah to start growing, some creature comes and eats it. So I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of loofahs this year, unfortunately. But at least I know I can grow the plant. And I have over here my moonflowers. Don't see a lot of flowers coming on, but boy, is it getting huge. So I did see one flower on there this morning, and I would just love to see it full of flowers. I think it's such a beautiful plant. And this is my Dachura, and it had died back during that hard freeze we had in February. But look at this growth. Look at all these blooms just all over it. Oh my gosh. I hadn't even realized this thing had gotten so huge. This makes me very happy because I was so concerned that I wouldn't even get any more Dachura. Ah, just beautiful. And the smell that these flowers give at night when they open is absolutely amazing. Now, this is a younger cutting of my Dachura, and it had died back from the freeze as well. I thought it was completely gone, but it has loaded with blossoms as well. This is so exciting. I am so grateful that these plants came back after that hard freeze. I really thought I had lost every one of my Dachura. And this is my roulette heatless habanero peppers. I planted those in a separate pot over here away from everything else after I'd lost so many of the peppers to that bacterial wilt. But now I'm seeing some blossoms. So maybe I will get some of these peppers soon. Well, I hope you liked that mini garden tour. I know it didn't show you everything, but I've actually pulled a lot of things out because I've lost so many things out there in the garden due to so much rain, so much disease, lots of pest issues because I haven't been able to get out there and spray regularly because it's been raining so much. But I do hope you enjoyed the video. Now you've seen my Greenstalk and how good it's doing, and maybe you can give me some advice about my Dragonfruit. I'd really appreciate some help. Any suggestions down in the comments would be very helpful. And if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's how my channel will grow. And don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram at Willow's Witchy Garden. And until next time, stay healthy and be blessed.